Hey, what's up everybody? This is Travis with Big Boy Toy Reviews, back again with another review. This time it's of Saber 2.0. This figure came out, what was it, January? I want to say it was January. So I've had it for a while, just now getting to the review of it. This is her in the box. As you can see, she has two alternate faces and her standard face that comes in the box, two swords, and a hairpiece. Let's see. This is the side of the box. Got a picture of her. As you can see, it's Figma 227, if I can talk. And this is her on the back. She can do this pose and this pose and that pose. I rather like this one actually. Typically when I'm posing her, she's either in this pose or she's in some kind of dynamic pose like that. I don't know, these here's the other side of the box. She's got a nice little picture of her with just her straight face. Here's the top of the box, doing one of the poses on the back of the box, and here is the bottom of the box. It's basically the same as the top. Let's go ahead and get her open and see what she looks like. So here she is out of her box, and get a better look at her in her clamshell here. There's the two faces, the extra hairpiece, and the figure. And then we got the two swords with the scabbards, Excalibur and Caliburn, which is her old sword, and I forgot the name of the scabbard for Excalibur. Let's get a close-up look at that in the box there. Let me just raise my camera here. She looks really good. And let's go ahead and open the rest of it. Let's see. Here are, and this is a really unique package. Actually, I had her out of the box and I put her back in the box specifically so I could show you guys this. I have quite a few Figmas, and none of them have come packaged this way. They usually have so this is the Figma the stand here. Let me raise my camera up there. It's the Figma stand, and as you can see, it's neatly packaged within the actual plastic clamshell. Usually it's kind of free floating, just kind of, they'll usually put it like, there's usually an opening here and they just smash it in the crevice right here along with the actual, with this actual piece, with the actual stand, and then the thing that they stand on in the plastic bag would all be smashed in there along with the hand rack. But they took some extra care of this one and actually made it into its own little clamshell, which is, I think they should do that to all of them. But I mean, I have some Figmas that came out after her and they didn't do it. So kudos to them for figuring something out. But as you can see, these are all the hands and they're falling off of the hand rack there. But let's go ahead and get it out of the packaging. Oh, and I dropped her hairpiece. Alright, so before we actually get to the figure, let me go ahead and show you everything that she comes with. Show you her faces and her hands and her swords. Just bear with me here while I get all this stuff out of the package. And I have everything pretty tight in here too. Like, I mean, the actual stand that goes in her back, or the bar, or whatever this part is called, this was in there pretty good. And especially the hand rack, it like clips into the actual plastic, so that's pretty cool. And the stand, like thing she stands on, it's in there, it's not falling out, so that's pretty good too. So I guess you got, I mean, most of you know, if you've probably watched other reviewers reviewing Figmas, they always come with a stand, which is awesome. Every figure, if you're paying $50 for these things, this shouldn't be a question whether or not they come with one of these. It should be automatic. Every figure, regardless if they have a hole in their back, should come with some kind of stand, either clip or, you know, a peg like this. So it comes with that plastic Figma bag. I'm sure we've all seen it. And if you can look in there, if you see in there, there's an extra hand peg, a wrist peg, I mean. So she comes with that. Then she comes with all these hands, and let me go ahead and show those off to you real quick. Other than the hands that she has on her, which are an open hand and a fist, she has another open hand, which is, this is for her. You'll see when I show the figure that that she has two, her hands are different. So this one is her left hand, and it has one finger, and all her other fingers are kind of in that metal glove. Then this will go on her right hand. Oh no, this is another left hand, pointing finger. And if I can show you here without me getting blurry, they're really good. They're sculpted really well. Mine came with a little nick there. If you can see that, you can see there's a little nick. There you go. Yeah. Come on, there we go. It's focusing in and out. But you can see that little nick. I don't know why my camera's doing that. It wants to focus on other things. There we go. Yep. And you can really see the detail. They took a good amount of time and effort to actually sculpt the little lines and everything in the hand, so they look really good, and all the hands look really good like that. So she has those two left hands. Then she has a gripping left hand. She has a fist left hand, which is not on her because she has an open hand on, the open hand is on the figure. And then she has these other two right hands, which is kind of this is the hand that you would use if you wanted to put her in that pose where she's standing with her swords and she's kind of leaning on them. Let me see, give you an example. This one right here. So this hand would go on top of the other hand. That would be essentially the left hand. So, and that hand, and I'll show you that hand in a minute. And then she has a gripping hand for the right side. So she has two gripping hands for both sides, left and right hand. Then her swords are really well done. This one is extremely nice. I will say this, I have the Chogokin Saber as well, and they do match up. Like their weapons for both of them match up. You can actually slide the Chogokin Saber swords into these scabbards and vice versa. You can put it in the scabbards too. But the Chogokin, I had to admit, the Chogokin one is done a little bit better than this one. And if you guys want, I'll do a comparison of the two. But this is still done really nicely. It takes some time to be able to get those little bitty lines, you know, into the sheath like that, to paint those. They're not sculpted, they're painted. And then we have a nice I don't know if that's some kind of writing or something. And then like the sword itself, it's done very well. That's sculpted. This piece here is sculpted, painted very well. The lines in the is that the hilt? No, that's not the hilt. I don't know what this part is called, but that's sculpted as well. The handle is sculpted very well. Maybe this is the hilt. I don't know what they call it. I'm not a sword expert, but it's done very well. This one is really slick. Look at that detail. I mean, that's all sculpted work. Came out really nice. All sculpted. And then when you take the sword out, it has a nice gold lining going up the front, going up the sides of the blade, or the front and the back of the blade, I should say. And it has some writing on it. I can't make it out. Let's see, there we go. I can't make it out what it says, but this is the tip of the sword. And you can see that gold line going up and down the sword, both sides. It's really nice. So those are her weapons and her hands. Then she comes with a dynamic hairpiece that is blowing in the wind. That's done really nicely. You can see all the sculpted hair strands are done really nicely. Then we have this. I want to say no, this isn't. This is, I guess, let me take a look here real quick. No, I guess this is like her bashful face, maybe, like she's embarrassed. I don't know if you can see. You can't really see it in the camera, but her cheeks are a little red. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer. You still can't really see it, but you can see the eyes are done really nice. It's a really good paint job there. Let me see something here. Try to get my camera to get a little lighter. There we go. You can see the eyes are done really nice. You can kind of make out that she has a little red on her face. That's one of the faces. And then you got her yelling face, her mad yelling face, looking off to the, I guess I can never tell, looking off to the right, which, you know, it is what it is, I guess. I don't particularly like figures to look off another direction, especially when they're like the dynamic yelling face, but it's done really well. The mouth and the teeth are done really nicely. Her eyes are done really nicely. So as expected from Figma, they're done really nicely. So let's go ahead and get to the figure itself. She is, oh, my camera's crooked. I'm still crooked. Okay, there we go. She's done extremely well. This is the other face. Still got all this stuff in the way. Get a close-up of her face, of her default face and her default hair sculpt. This is a relatively, it's not a soft piece. I wouldn't say it was a soft piece. So you can break that, so I'll be careful with that. But as we go through the rest of her outfit there, all of that is done very nice. all the paint. Now, what is unfortunate is that, as you can see, paint chipping. I had paint chip off of it. I don't know how that happened, but I just don't know why the paint chipped right there. Come on, focus. There we go. Focus is going in and out. It's annoying. Her shoulder pieces are hard plastic. You know, it's relatively soft, but I wouldn't say it was hard plastic, but it's not as soft as you would think. You can see her gauntlets are sculpted really nicely. And this is the hand that I was talking about. You see this hand? It has a little indent in the hand, in the palm. That's for her to put the sword into. So when she's doing that pose that I told you about, you can kind of have this hand resting like so. You know, see if I can do it on camera. You can kind of have this hand resting. No, I can't look in the camera and do it. Something like that. But in the other picture, you know, she has the two hands, and you've seen it. I don't need to show it, but that's what that hand is for. And then here's the other fist hand. Let's look at the rest over here. These are all on hinges. Her armor, they're all on hinges. I would have preferred it like the Chigokin version. All these are separate pieces on the Chigokin version, so you can actually move each one of these panels of armor on the Chigokin version. But this one is done really well, and the hinges are nice and tight, not too tight, but somewhat tight, that they can hold this pose as long as you want them to. And then this is a soft piece, so you can kind of do whatever you want with that. It won't hinder any other of the articulation. So we'll just look at the inside here. I have a little smudge there. I don't know where that came from, but that came out of the box. I didn't do that. The paint, the gold paint along the lining of the skirt is really nice. I don't see any smudge anywhere in the bottom of the skirt where you see the gold paint. That's done really nicely. Her boots, if we open all this up, her boots are really nice. They did a nice job doing the metallic paint for the boots, which they always do. I mean, it's Figma, let's be real. It's gonna be tight all the time. Let's go ahead and go over articulation. Her head looks up that much basically. She has a ball hinge. Let's take the head off here. She just has a hinge and a ball peg that goes, well, actually it's just a peg that does a 90-degree into the back of her head. You can see that. And so in theory it moves back and forth just fine, but when you put it, her neck has no articulation at all. It's just a stiff piece. So all her head movement is going to come from her neck peg. So it's not going to go up very much because the hair is going to limit the sculpt. Or excuse me, the sculpt is going to limit the movement going up. Ugh, I got something on her. Yes, hold on. I got some nastiness on her. I don't know how that happened. You know, I have to get that off. Here we go. Yeah, I had like some sticky stuff on her head here. I don't know. Going down, it's going to go down quite a bit actually. Nothing is limiting her from looking down. She can look down just fine. Her shoulders are on, they call it, this is the 2.0 body. So she has, if you can see in there, she has a swing out, like a poly cap, I guess you can say, like a swinging poly cap that allows her, when you want to put her hands, her arms in front of her chest, this piece is going to swing out a little bit, and I'll show you. Oop. That piece is going to swing out a little bit so you can get her hands all the way across her chest. They can go up that far, so you can get her parallel to the floor. That's really nice. These pieces, her shoulder pieces are kind of on a, they're kind of like wrapped around the arm, so you can actually move the arm independently of the shoulder pieces if you wanted to. So you could move this shoulder piece around any way you wanted to. She has the upper bicep swivel, single joint elbow, goes way more than 90 degrees. That's good. Hands, she just has a wrist peg in the hands. I'll pop that off really quick so you can see the peg in there. It's just a hinge, a peg, and a hinge. So you can twist it around. You can get movement up and down. She's really, I mean, you can get that hand going everywhere. Her gauntlet spins on its own. So it has the gauntlet itself has a twist. So anytime you pose the hand, if you want to pose the hand that way, you can turn the gauntlet so that it can always look uniform to the hand. It doesn't throw off the pose because that's articulated too. So that's awesome. None of these pieces move though. None of those pieces move, which is fine because you can move the gauntlet, so you don't really need those pieces to move. She can look down. As far as an ab crunch, she has a really good ab crunch, and I want to say that might. I was kind of messing around with her a little bit. I don't remember. I don't know. I'm pretty sure she came with this chip out of the box because as much as I've had Figmas, I've never seen a chip like that from any type of posing, and I don't know. But anyway, she has an upper waist twist and turn, so you can get it to turn a little bit. As you can see, she can get some side to side movement, really nice. Now for the upper ab crunch, the upper right here under her breast. This breastplate, which is really cool, pulls out. So when you want to give her a nice crunch, the breastplate moves out a little bit so you can have her bend over a lot. So she can look down a lot, quite a bit, because the breastplate is not going to hinder that articulation at all. And then she also has a waist twist. Now the waist is, I can pop that off and show you. Maybe not. I don't want to pop that off. It looks like it might be. Nah, I'm not gonna pop that off. Nope. That's why I haven't taken this plastic off, because I don't want it to rub up against it, because I've heard this silver can rub up against this flat black paint. But I can show you the inside there. Her little belt, or I don't know what this piece is called on their armor, but you can see that's painted really well. So she can get a nice bend when you have her posing. So she can go back that far, she can go up that far, and then it's all sculpted under here. You can see it's like a big ball for her waist in there. and it's all sculpted. It's all done very nicely on the inside there. These skirt pieces, like I was saying earlier, you can get those to pose anyway. This is a soft piece, and then they like these two pieces are on, like, if I can get in the light there, these pieces are on like a swinging hinge, so they can swing out. You can see the peg there. They can swing out. You can swing these out anyway, so you can kind of swing those out and get them out the way. Swing it out. This the same way, and then the back piece is also on its own hinge, so you can really get those skirt pieces flying all over the place if you want to. And I mean, it looks weird, but you can really open her up and get that skirt flying. So yeah, that's pretty good. Let's just get them all back together. Her legs, I told you, she can kick, because you can get all these out the way, she can kick all the way up here. As Saber, she would never have to do a pose like this. You've never seen her do it. Would have to be this articulated. She's not a ninja or anything, so she wouldn't have to kick that high, but she can. She has a single jointed knee that bends over 90 degrees, and that joint is not bad. It flows really well with the white paint in her pants, so it doesn't hurt the sculpt at all. Her ankles, the boots are done really nice. Her ankles, this is a separate piece, so that piece moves up and down independently. She can go and she can get up and down with her ankles. And then she has a toe hinge, and she has the ankle tilt, so she can get that ankle tilting really nice. So when you talk about posability, she has all of it. Oh, and I forgot her little hair piece. On the first Saber, this was a stiff piece. This time, this is her ribbon is really soft rubber or plastic, and you can spin this around anyway it goes. And a typical Figma, take off her face, take off her hair piece. Whoops. Take off her hair piece. She gets a lot of forehead. Take that off, you can see. Let's put her yelling face on. How about that? We'll put the yelling face on, and we'll put the dynamic hair, which is most likely how I would have her pose anyway. And bam, she looks pissed. So, as always, Figma knocks it out the park with Saber 2.0. I have seen the first Saber, and they have improved on her drastically. I mean, her articulation is almost, it's unbeatable when it comes to figures. I mean, she can do anything. I mean, she can look how far across she can get her arms. I mean, that's insane. She can get those all the way across her chest. She can cross her arms easily. I mean, you can have her doing the good old arm cross if you wanted to. Yeah, boy. That's what that looks like. So, I mean, would I say this is the best Saber that they've made? If it ain't, it's pretty damn close. I personally swing a little bit more to the Chogokin Saber, just because I really like the die cast pieces, and the Chogokin Saber has everything that this Saber has and more. She comes with I'm glad I got this one, but she comes with, the Chogokin Saber comes with more sword part, the different types of swords, the different type of phases that her swords can go into. I mean, she doesn't come with Caliburn, which is a good reason that I got this one, because I wanted her original sword. I guess the sword she got before she had the Excalibur. And she comes with, I mean, as far as the faces go, I do like the faces on this one better, and the hair better. You know what? I'm not even going to talk about it anymore. I'll do a comparison video where you can see, well, I'll show you the differences between the two. But do I think you should get this one? Absolutely. This is one of the best. This is one of the best sabers that they have out right now, if not one of the best Figma figures just in general. With all that she comes with, and her articulation, it's fantastic. So definitely go out and get her. She might be, she sold out in a lot of places at this point. I particularly got this one from Big Bad Toy Store, but she sold out on Big Bad Toy Store. You probably can get her on Amazon. At this point, she's probably going for about $80, I would think, or maybe I'm not sure. You just have to check. But she's definitely worth the price. I think I spent. I want to say she was $65 for me. So, yeah, I definitely recommend her. Other than that, thanks for watching the video, guys. I will be coming back with another review. Until then, keep collecting and have a great rest of your day. Peace.